What's up, everybody? My name's Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Sporting. Today we're playing Guimaraes in the first game of the new league season. We're only going to be playing one game because we've got transfers to go through, players in and out. We've also had a World Cup over this break, so we got to go through the World Cup, show you who won it, and a couple other things that have gone on. We've been offered a job, actually. Over the offseason, a team came to us, a team that's already offered us an interview before, but we just ended up not getting the job. They came back to me, offered me another interview. I took it, and eventually they offered me the job. And the team that came to me, the team that offered me a job to become their manager, was Barcelona. So obviously that's pretty cool. I've got enough reputation. I've seen with enough favor that a team the caliber of Barcelona would want me to become their manager. So obviously I didn't take it. I'm not leaving Sporting until we win the Champions League. But, we're going to be able to get some pretty good jobs once we do, complete that goal. Just hopefully they're available, because we've got a lot of jobs that have come available recently, some really good jobs. The Liverpool job became available. For some reason, Klopp left to go to Juventus, even though Liverpool are the best team in the world, without a doubt. They've won the last two Champions League finals. So why he would want to leave, I do not know. But that job became available. We were linked with it. I don't think we ever got an interview. Actually, no, we did get an interview. We got an interview for it, but we didn't end up getting the job. So yeah, that would have been an awesome job to be able to have gotten, but not quite. We're not quite there yet. If we win a Champions League, I think we will be. First, we're going to go through the transfers. I think that's kind of what you're most interested in. So we signed a few players. It actually was one of the easier transfer windows I've had in my time here. I had most of my business done pretty early. Just, that's just kind of a testament to all the scouting I've done over the past few years. I kind of already had some targets, and they were available for a reasonable price, and they've come in. So if we start the players that have left, obviously a few we knew about. Ruben Aguilar left on a free to Sociedad, and Vinagre left on a free to Fenerbahce. We knew that was going to happen, and we've replaced them. We've had two players leave on permanent deals. Plazzari, the goalkeeper we signed for really cheap, he was just there in case we lost Karnaseki on loan, which could have been an option, but it didn't end up happening. So eventually we didn't need him, and he didn't play a single game. So I just sold him on for $275K to Barcelona. Yeah, just get his money off the books. He didn't need to be here. We've got region goalkeepers that are already much better than him, so he's left. The only player really of note that left is Zavi Simmons. Obviously another player that hasn't played a lot for us. We bought him for $2 million from PSG, and we've sold him on for $15 million. So for a player that's barely played, that's some pretty good profit. Yeah, I think he only played 2, maybe 3 games in the league last year. Let's actually look at his history. He had 1 start and 2 sub appearances in the league. Started 3 games in the Cup and made 1 sub appearance, and didn't play a single minute in the Champions League. So he's just a player we didn't need. We've got some new regions in that could play in midfield as well. We just had no need for him. When he got an offer that big, I couldn't really turn it down. Apparently now he's very consistent, has really big matches. You'll see that with the couple of players I've signed, that when I signed them, they had this at well, but now that they're at the club, they don't. And when Zavi Simmons was at the club, he didn't have this, but now that we sold him, he does. So either our scouts or our coaches are just complete idiots, because they are vastly different on terms of consistency in big matches, because this is as consistent as you can get, and he didn't have it at all before. So I don't really know that. One of the players that fits that as well is the right back we've signed to replace Aguilar. Malo Gusto from Lyon. Young player, 23 years old, just turned 23 as well, not very long ago. 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. He had the same consistency as big matches as apparently Zavi Simmons has now, but now that he's come in, he doesn't have him. So, I don't know. One of the reasons I signed him was because he's so consistent. But I think it's a coach thing, though, because I've went through every single player on our team looking for consistency in big matches, and no one has it. And some players that have left, after they left, had consistency in big matches. So I think our coaches, even though they've got really good judging player ability, the guy that's giving me the player reports, I think he's just an idiot. So yeah, Malagusta's come in to play right back for us. Dribbling and crossing, not amazing, but ridiculously good physicals. A little bit of size to him, 5'11" with 12 jumping reach. Still really good defensively, some really good passing as well, and some very solid mentals. Also has a little bit of versatility, being able to play defensive midfield and center midfield. And it's a pretty cheap deal, $18 million, and wages of, $58K. So not too bad, not too bad. So he's come in to be our right back. Weigl, a player we already knew we were going to sign, a regen from Karlsruhe, up to $4.6 million. Can play midfield, can play right back. He's pretty dang good for 18 years old. Got quite a bit of potential as well. So I like Daniel Weigl. He could even see some game time for us this year. The other player we signed of real note is our fourth center back, Bartol Franjic. $9.5 million, raising to possible 10.25. I didn't want to spend a lot. This may be more than I probably should have spent on a fourth center back, but I wanted somebody good. And Bartol is that. He's got some really good versatility as well, being able to play left back, defensive midfield, naturally, and center back. I mean, technicals are all really good. Ridiculous dribbling and first touch, so he's going to be really good at bringing the ball out of defense. His defensive attributes aren't crazy. 13 heading, 14 marking, 13 tackling. But for a fourth center back, they're very solid. Really good passer. Good work rate, teamwork, positioning. Mentals, for the most part, are pretty dang good. And he's got some solid physicals as well. 6'2", decent jumping reach, and some decent pace, acceleration, strength. So I'm happy with Bartol Franjic. I think it's a very good option that, you know what, could end up getting starting time. I don't know. At least we have that option available to us. Another player we knew we were going to sign, Giovanni Herrazzo, goalkeeper from Deportivo Tolima, $2 million. Pretty dang good. This is why I could let Lazari go, because he's a pretty dang good goalkeeper, and he's obviously going to be staying here, getting him homegrown at club. 5-star potential, 2.5-star current ability. Very good signing. The other first-team player we signed, not something I planned on doing, but Porto actually came in for him on a free. And I was like, well, I mean, I'd be interested, so I put in an offer for him as well. Obviously, we've planned on having Daniel Berganca being our backup left back, but even when I made that decision, I was a little bit worried because, I don't really know what to expect. Moving a midfielder to left back, obviously it's worked for us before, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work with Berganca. So we brought in Tellez just as insurance. He's a solid player on pretty cheap wages, $25K. Physicals still aren't too bad for 33 years old. Some really good mentals, some really good technicals. So yeah, Tellez could be a decent signing for us. The final signing, just a young center back option, $1.1 million. I think that was compensation from Atletico Nacional. We needed center backs in our youth teams. He is only 5'10", but he is also only 18 years old. He can grow, and if he doesn't, he's a good defensive midfield as well. So, yeah, decent option there. Just another regen. We love our regens. Now, let's take a look at the World Cup. So this is World Cup 2026, held in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And obviously, the United States gets an automatic bid then, and they won their group. 2 wins against Australia and Poland. Poland not doing very well to not finish above Australia, but USA doing a pretty good job to win that group. Portugal and Mexico go through their group over Egypt. Russia and Algeria over Canada, so they get the automatic bid and they don't make it through the groups. Germany and Cameroon over China. China does pretty well to get to a World Cup, but did not do very well. Belgium and South Korea over Honduras. Spain and Jamaica over Ecuador. Ukraine and Japan over Senegal. What a weird group that is. England, of course, gets the easiest group of all. Gets Qatar and Paraguay. So obviously they go through that group with a +9 goal difference through 2 games. France and Ivory Coast go through over Syria. Italy and Venezuela over Ghana. Turkey and Brazil. Brazil not winning their group with Turkey in it is pretty bad, but Iraq, the team that misses out. Holland and Morocco over New Zealand. Croatia and Uzbekistan over Nigeria. Uzbekistan are to the knockouts of the World Cup. Mali and Sweden over Uruguay. So Uruguay not doing very well with Manuel Ugarte in their team. Colombia and Switzerland over Suriname. So Suriname getting to a World Cup is kind of crazy. That might be their first ever World Cup. And finally, Argentina and Tunisia over Ireland. Ireland don't make it. Scotland don't even make it to the World Cup groups, so that's not very good. In the second round, huge match. The 2 teams that are hosting this competition, Mexico and USA, in the knockouts, and USA wins it 3-1. That is huge. That would be awesome. That would be a ridiculous game in the world if it actually happened in the World Cup, being hosted in the United States. Portugal beats Australia on penalties. Cameroon beats Russia 3-1. Germany beats Algeria in extra time. Jamaica beats Belgium in extra time. That's crazy. Spain beats South Korea. Ukraine beats Qatar 10-0. England beats Japan 4-0, so of course they get a pretty dang easy knockout as well. France beats Venezuela 2-0. Italy beats Ivory Coast 2-1. Turkey beats Morocco 2-1. Brazil beats Holland 2-0. Croatia beats Sweden on penalties. Uzbekistan get Mali, so it's Uzbekistan, get through a knockout, winning on penalties. Tunisia beats Colombia 1-0, and then Switzerland beats Argentina 1-0. So some upsets, but some kind of expected results. The third round sees the USA beat Germany on penalties. Another huge game, hosted in the United States, and we get past Germany in the third round of the World Cup. Portugal beats Cameroon. England beats Jamaica. Another easy draw. Spain beats Ukraine 3-0. Brazil beats France on penalties. That'd be a crazy match. Italy beats Turkey in extra time. Croatia beats Switzerland. And Tunisia knocks out Uzbekistan on penalties. I mean, Uzbekistan probably got the easiest draw they could have, and they couldn't quite get through it. So Tunisia is to the, quarterfinal of a World Cup. In that, the USA finally loses out to Spain 2-1. England beats Portugal in extra time, their first tough match. Brazil beats Tunisia 1-0, and Turkey beats Croatia 1-0. In the semifinal, we've got Spain, Turkey, England, and Brazil. And Turkey knock out Spain to get to a World Cup final. In extra time, 2-1, and England beats Brazil 2-1 to also get to the final. So the final is England-Turkey, and the third round, or the third place, whatever game, what it's called even, third place playoff is Spain-Brazil. So in the third place playoff, Brazil beats Spain 1-0, and in the World Cup final, it's coming home. England beats Turkey 2-0. England wins the World Cup. Surprise, surprise, they have the best league in the world. I mean, the past 2, 3, 4 years, the Champions League's been won by an English team. The semifinal was all English this year. Surprise, surprise, England does well in the World Cup. So no shocker there, but Turkey getting there is pretty impressive. One last thing that happened over the break. A couple of years ago, the Portuguese league lost their second Champions League group stage spot and their Europa League spot. Well, they've got them back. Go to the rules. Now, first and second both qualify for the group stage. And third gets the playoff, the third qualifying round playoff, which was second place. And fourth place gets the Europa League spot back. So, yeah, we've got some better qualification spots now. We've gone above Holland, I think, in the nation coefficient. So we got these spots back. So hopefully some teams can do a little bit better in Europe in the upcoming years and keep us with those positions. Because obviously I didn't like having to go through the qualifying round of the Champions League. But now it gives me a little bit of a buffer in case I do somehow don't finish top 2 and I finish maybe third. I can still stay in the Champions League. So that's good. We have played one game. It was in the Super Taça against Boa Vista, and we got a little bit of revenge. They knocked us out of the Taça de Portugal last year in the semifinal stage. Ended up winning it, but we win in the Super Taça. Thiago Tomas comes on as a sub, scores the winning goal. Not convincing, but I mean, we played pretty well, so can't really be too upset. And I did a little bit of rotation. Basically, I wanted any players that weren't fully fit to play, so guys like Konaseki played. Sensi, Bragantia played a left back. Dyer came in. Ampadu started. DK started and did not play very well, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, that sets us up for this game against Guimaraes. I think we've got almost everyone available. If I go to the opposition instructions and select that and go to the team, Jaime Santos is the only player that's got an injury. He's out for a couple days. I think we also have, I've got unavailable on here. Dyer is injured. So he's out 2 to 4 weeks with a twisted ankle. And there's one more, I think. Maybe not. I thought there was one more. I guess it's just Dyer. We've had a couple players come back from injury that missed a little bit of the preseason. So the team we've got is basically the same team you remember from last year, just with Malo Gusto in there. So Sorloth and Sesko up top, Tabata, Nunez Gonzalez, Polina, Bergman Johannesson, Inacio, Ruan, Gusto, and Navistic. We have had a lot of offers for pretty much all of our players. So there's a few unhappy players. Navistic, Chelsea came in for him basically just for what we paid for Navistic. So obviously I wasn't going to do that. And he got unhappy. Too bad. You got a contract through 2030. Inacio also got extremely unhappy because I rejected multiple bids for him. And he got to the point where he came to me saying, I'm going to leave at the end of my contract. So I went, okay, optional 3-year extension, triggered. Suck it. So Inacio, he's actually gotten happy now, I think. I don't think he's upset anymore. So, yeah, he's got a contract through 2030 as well. So, yeah, he's not going anywhere. Bergman Johannesson has also had a lot of bids for him, including Manchester United, who are the club he supports, crazily enough. That's why he was super upset, but it was a pretty big deal too, like $80 million, but we turned it down. I can't replace him, so I don't want to sell him if I don't have to. He's got a contract through 2030. You're stuck here. That's most of it for players that got upset. Obviously, some other players got bids like Sesko and Sorloth, Tomas, but he's actually signed a new contract. think that's about it. Those Kanaseki got some offers. Dyer, I think, got some offers. DK got a few offers. But none of them really got upset. Kanaseki a little bit, but he's a backup goalkeeper. I'm not too concerned. So yeah, that's about everything that went on over the offseason. Quite a bit, but now we're ready to hopefully have a better year this year. We went unbeaten in the league last year. I doubt we're going to be able to top that this year. But hopefully we can do a little bit better in the Champions League. But we've got some decent players. Tellez is going to start on the bench just because he's, maybe you want to see the new player come in. So if he gets an opportunity to bring him in, as well as Franjic, they might come in just to make their debuts, their competitive debuts for the club. And yeah, that's the team. That's what's happened. Now let's play some football. We're favorites for a reason. Go out there and make sure they're left in no doubt as to why. We had a really good league season last year, and I want to continue that this year. Obviously, I don't expect you to go unbeaten again. It's not an easy thing to do, but I do want to win this league again. And that starts today. Let's start out hot and set the tone for the rest of this season. 16 minutes in, we have our first highlight of the season, and it's going to start with Guimaraes at least. They're playing it out from the back, going out to the wingbacks who are sitting pretty far forward. That seems kind of weird, but we do win the ball. Pedro Gonzalez does very well. He's not very good defensively, but he seems to always do that. Tabata now looks for Pedro Gonzalez back over the top. He's not going to get there, though. But if they make a mistake here, doesn't look like they're going to, at least yet. That's not a very good pass out, but I'm pretty sure Gonzalez is off, right? Yeah, he looked to be about a mile offside. They're not even going to go to VAR. Yeah, he was that far off. Throw in, Malo Gusto to throw it in, down this right-hand side. One of the first times we've seen him touch the ball. New signing. Hopefully he can be good for us. He's got a lot, some pretty big boots to fill. But eventually we lose the ball. Looks like Guimaraes might start an attack. They're playing down this left-hand side. Looking to see if they can get something going. We're closing them down pretty well. I think that's Sesko doing a pretty good job closing down players, closing down their defense. Eventually they have to go back to the goalkeeper and go long where they have no one. So Inacio wins it unopposed. And now we start an attack. Bergman Johannesson on the ball, running down this left-hand side, just smoking his man like he does. Just continuing. They're not stopping him. He gets a ball in, but it gets deflected. Sesko heads it down, though. Sorloth, Tabata, whatever his name is, hits it, but it goes over. A lot of highlights so far, 29 minutes in, and Guimaraes are building from the back again. They do have to go long, though. We're going to win it as well. João Palhinha drops back and picks it up. Finds Malo Gusto into Mateus Nunes. Tabata, Sesko. Sorloth's got a man looking for a run through the middle, but we can't quite find him. Instead, we find Bergman Johannesson down this left-hand side. See if he can put in a better cross this time. He does. Sesko wins it. And there's the first goal of the league season. And of course, it's Benjamin Sesko with an assist from Isaac Bergman Johannesson. And we get it going 30 minutes in. We've been the only team to really attack so far this game. And we finally cap it off with a goal. Bergman Johannesson does well to get the ball in. Sesko, dominant in the air. Center back or fullback, whoever that was, didn't stand a chance. Some good placement on it, and we take the lead. Throw in Malo Gusto again. He's going to look for Sesko. He's not going to find him, though. But they've got a lot to do still. We've got a lot of players closing them down. A very bad attempted clearance, but it falls to one of their players fortuitously. And they look to build. Rochinha on the ball. I think that's how you pronounce it. Borazkovic. Back to his center back partner. They've done pretty poor building on defense so far, but they do well this time. They find Nuno Moreira, who finds Morales, who's looking for the overlap. If we can win this here, we don't. And they play it back to their center backs who got a mistake in them. Not quite this time. They do well to play back to their goalkeeper, and they keep building. If this results in a goal, this would be a very good build-up by Guimaraes, but instead they give it away, and we look to attack. Falls to Malo Gusto, who finds Sesko through on goal. Tight angle, really tough angle, but he still scores it because his name is Benjamin freaking Sesko. 2-0 now, 2 goals by Benjamin Sesko. He's looking for a hat trick to start the year, and I would love that. Looks like we're going to halftime with a 2-0 lead, but there's going to be a highlight. The last highlight of the half, there's basically no time left. I don't know if there's an injury or what, but we are over time. Sorloth, in a lot of space on the ball, looks for the cross, but it gets deflected and goes out for a corner. See if we can do something here. We're pretty good from corners in the past couple of years. Not nearly as good as the first couple of years we were here, but we're scoring a lot more from open play, so we don't need them quite as much. This one gets headed over, and looks like we're going into halftime with a comfortable and deserved 2-0 lead. I'm very happy with the way things are going. Keep it up, lads. Our high pressing has been very successful so far. Their defenders don't know what to do when we put a lot of pressure on them. So keep doing it. There are still goals left for us. About the 74th minute. Not much has happened in the second half, but it's still been all us. It's been a one-way street. Guimaraes haven't created anything all match. I'm pretty sure they still don't have a shot on target. Pretty sure they still don't have a shot in this half, We've not had a bunch, but we've still been the better team. And we're looking to build an attack here. Malo Gusto, if he can get his first assist, that'd be great. He's going to look to put a ball in eventually. He does. He finds Sesko, falls to Sorloth, back to Sesko, and there's the hat trick. Now I can take him off. 82nd minute. We made a few subs already. Frangis has come in. He's actually come in as a midfielder. He doesn't know how to play center mid. He's natural defensive mid, though. But I'm trading him there just for an extra bit of versatility. He's decent going forward. We saw his dribbling and dribbling and first touch, and long shots are not bad. So I think he can actually do a pretty good job in center of midfield. So I'm playing him there right now. And we're going to give our last debut to the only other player left to play for us, and that is Alex Tellez. He's going to come on and make his debut, along with Gusto, along with Franjic, in what's looking like a pretty comfortable, well-deserved victory. And it looks like it's going to end 3-0, but there is going to be a highlight. Just like the first half, there's a highlight at the very end of the second half, and it's going to be us. Tabata finds Franjic, debut goal. Nothing could have gone better there. Bartol Franjic, I don't know why it says it's his fourth goal. This is the first game of the league season, and he didn't get a goal in the last match, so don't know about that. That is his first goal. That is his first club goal for Sporting, and a very good finish. Playing as a midfielder, left-footed, far corner, to make it 4, and to put a little bit of a stamp on what's been a very dominant game. We beat Guimaraes 4-0. What a performance from the lads. I'm very happy with the result and the way you played. I'm proud of how you kept going in that second half. We kept up our pressing, and we stayed switched on defensively. So much so, they didn't have a single shot in that second half. That was a dominating performance, and that is the way to start a season. Taking everything into account, how big a result is this? You know what? It's a really huge result. Because we did all the things we have to do in order to win, and we got our rewards. Such a positive result must have gone down well with you. Will the players be getting a day off as a result? With the inconsistency they have, I'm not going to do that. We have to try to build momentum from this result, and at times that demands harder work on the training ground rather than time off. So we go top of the table. Not a lot of teams have played, but actually none of the big teams have played. Benfica haven't played, Porto haven't played. But I still expect us to be top of the table. A 4-0 win. It's going to be hard to top. That first game went about as well as I could have hoped. Our superstar Sesko gets a hat trick, and Franjic, on his debut, playing from midfield, gets a debut goal. Very happy with that. The only thing that could have been better is if Gusto could have gotten an assist, or if, Tellez could have gotten an assist. But can't ask for everything. A 4-0 win at the first game of the season against not a bad team. Traditionally around the European spots, maybe at the worst mid-table team. That's good. In terms of when we're going to come back, we've got, obviously, Champions League group stage is going to be drawn at some point. That'll be sometime in the month of September, so we'll definitely come back for that. Hopefully we get a little bit easier draw this time. We are, I don't know if we'll be pot 1, but at worst we'll be pot 2. I think we will be pot 1, though. I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully we get a relatively easy draw. We still have yet to get a really easy team in the group. Hopefully we can get that this year. I'd like to beat up on somebody in the Champions League. Get us feeling a little bit better. But I'll see you next time for that. That's going to be the end of this episode. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.